Hey, this is Chaplain Rodney. God bless you, my brothers and sisters. We're going to be talking about fighting for the marriage, fighting for the marriage, fighting for my marriage, fighting for my marriage. They say, oh, women fight different than a man fights. But I'm saying fighting to keep the marriage, fighting to keep our vows, fighting to stay together for the children, or is it just for the children, or fighting to stay one. Sometimes we're fighting in silence. We're fighting alone. We feel like we're fighting alone. She doesn't care. He doesn't care. And we're fighting. I'm fighting all by myself. It seems like every time I'm speaking to you, it's a rejection. It's a turnoff. It's you don't want to hear it. You're not for it, or vice versa. You don't feel me fighting for you. When I don't feel like you're fighting for me, you're fighting for us. It frustrates me. It seems like you have no care. The way you act, your body language shows me you're not fighting for us. You're just going about your everyday thing. And right now, I'm feeling the struggle between, I don't know how long I can do this. I don't know how long I can stay in this. And you going about it like it's a everyday thing. But to me, I'm suffering on the inside. I'm dealing with emotional things on the inside, and you're not communicating with me. So those things must be addressed. Because when we decide we're going to fight alone, he's fighting and you don't know he's fighting. And she's fighting and you don't know she's fighting. But you're fighting. But what comes out is pain and hurt come out, and we say the wrong things and we'll do the wrong things. Well, I'm just going to my mama's house. Or I'm just going over my friend's house. I'm going to take a ride with the boys. I'm out of here for, I've got these attitudes. But we're not fighting together. When the fight is not together, that's when we're going to assume a whole lot of things. I'm watching your body language, and it seems like everything is wrong. Your phone calls, the way you come in and out, the way you treated my kids, vice versa. We everything seems to be a problem. You seem to be on edge about everything. And if there's a trust situation, then it really gets bad. We have to communicate because we need to fight together. I can't fight this alone. And if we don't know how to fight, when a man does not know how to fight for his wife, that's when it's going to be a open, things are going to be said, spoken out of character. Pain will have you to say some things you don't mean. Jealousy will have you to say some things you really don't mean, but you're speaking out of your pain, you're speaking out of your frustration, you're speaking out of your hurt, you're speaking out of what you assume, because you're judging things out of your intellect, not of your heart. And vice versa, she's doing the same thing. Because we have not sat down and put it all on the table. Is it worth fighting for? Is this still worth fighting for? Is this still worth fighting for? Listen. For the two of us, it got to be worth fighting for. We went to the altar. We said, I do. We said, I do until death do us apart. I love you. You love me. Is this still worth fighting for? And sometimes, man, we won't even come out like that. We need to put the cards on the table. Hey, I love you. You're still my wife. I'm still here for you. But what I'm picking up is, hey, it don't seem like you're moving in my direction. It don't seem like we're moving in the same direction. What's going on? She needs to talk. She needs to tell you. Because we need to be moving in harmony together. Especially when we got kids. You know, is it still worth fighting for? It got to be worth fighting for. We have a family. And when outside conversations begin to dominate our thinking, our ideas, our vision, our purpose, our place in God as a family, that's when, hey, man, you got some spiritual things going on that, hey, we got to fight. It's like shutting the windows, shutting the doors, shutting everybody out. We got to get to our knees. We got to talk. We got to communicate, because the devil will have no place here. But it's hard fighting alone when you decide that it's over. But you're not saying nothing. You have made plans that in your own mind, I can't do this no more. So we're talking about, is the fight different from the man than it is from a woman? Because when you ignore me and you ignore my fight for you, that's when eventually we're going to pull back. And we're both going to a silent mode. Prayer doesn't start then. Prayer has to start before we ever get to this point. See, our relationship with God prepares us for a time such as this. Our fellowship with God and with each other and with other members of the body prepares us for times as this. Because some window, some door came open and a breeze came through and knocked us both off of our course. But thanks be to God, we know how to get back on course because we lift up holy hands. We seek the only one can deal with us and bring correction to us as a family, as a husband and wife. God has a purpose in our lives, in our marriage, and my home. And I want to say, sometimes we open up doors unexpectedly. We invite people in, whether it's family or friends. We invite them in, and they come in with some stuff that we might never be paying attention to. But we need to watch out who we invite around our family, our kids. There's some spirits out there that will wreck your house, will tear up your house. So it's vital that we fight together. Yes, it's worth fighting for. My children. Are our children worth fighting for anymore? Are we still walking away? Are we still throwing up both? No. Brothers, young brothers, hey, find an older man, somebody with wisdom, who've been there and done that. Your children are worth fighting for. But this woman is well, this man is You decided to go down the aisle. You decided to say yes to this. So you'll never see what's after the end of the rainbow. Marriage is not peaches and cream. Marriage is something that is let me say it this way. When you went down the aisle, when both y'all decided, that was the beginning. I want to say 5 years, you're still in the beginning of a marriage. Because now you're bonding together with the ups and the downs and the lows and the crazies. You're dealing with family members on both sides. You're dealing, we got to make a decision through all the 5 years. You're making a decision on who you cutting loose, who you done with, who you sticking with, to all these kind of things. And because, hey, when you two have gone through the struggle together and you see how you have elevated because you decided in your family, your house, listen, don't let nobody come in and tear down your house. What God has built together, let no man separate. Yes, it's worth fighting for if we're willing to fight. You can't fight alone. It's hard to fight alone. And sooner or later, if I'm continuing to fight alone, something is going to break because I'm feeling there's no interest on your part, whether it's the woman or the man. I've been fighting for a long time. I can't fight no more. I've been praying, I've been fasting, we've done all these things, and it seems like nothing is working. And that's when, not then, but a part of that, God will intervene. Because I'm not going to sit up and say that because you're fighting, your marriage is going to be A1, okay. I'm not here to say that. But I'm here to say, if you're willing to fight together, your marriage will last as long as you two decide this is what God has done. He has blessed us. We decided this is what we want. Hey, 40 years. You look back at 40, 50 years, 60 years. Y'all still together. But the old song says this here. I can't make you love me if you don't. See, that's a bad chord to play. But it's the truth. I can't make you love me if you don't. And when you come to that place, that's when the exit door is about to happen. Because I've done all I can do. I feel I've done all I can do. I've talked to the Lord. I've talked to you. I've prayed. We done prayed. We didn't know. Ain't nothing changing. But I know this. I can't make you love me if you don't. I'm not talking about emotional love. Come on, somebody. We're not talking about this emotional thing. Because if we're not working together, if we're not for each other, hey, a house divided against itself will not stand. It won't stand. But a house where there's the man, the woman, and God, 3 chord, hey, ain't nothing you can't do what God has empowered you to do. Amen. That's my word for this moment, for this time. Amen. God bless you. Hey, and this is the Chaplain's Voice. God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Peace out. Glory.